Good morning, guys. It's your girl D. Again. Get some light on it, honey. Get some light on it. Yes. So, good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl D, Lady D, whatever you know me as. I'm your girl. And I'm back with another banger. What do you know about gold? What do you know about gold? Like, we are absolutely getting it right now. Like, everyone's eating right now. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, that everyone's eating right now. Like, no cap. We hit stop loss a couple times, but we don't risk as much. Our risk to reward is literally like, it has to be 1 to 3 or above, innit? So a couple of times we got spiked out on the team, but we moved. We're not gonna let that stop us. And the only reason why we did get spiked out is because we are expecting some hella news today. We have some serious red folders in the market today, and guys, you have to be very careful with red folders in the market. So I'm going to show you. So guys, if you can see here that CAD at 12:30 today, we have CAD USD news, and then more new USD news at 6 p.m. So the market today is going to be moving so volatile. And I just wanted to give you guys an update to say, be careful, protect your profits. Anything that you do take, protect your profits. Move the stop loss into profit once you see it on blue. When it's blue, it's on you, honey. Do you get it? Hey, do you get it? Okay, so we're looking today. Let's have a look. Let's go on. Let's have a look. So gold came all the way up to 1924 last night, and it moved back down. So as we can see on colors, because that's how you know I get my entries. I get my entries on colors. And as you can see, we have a hella buyer momentum in here right now. Like, literally so much buyer momentum in here right now. This market is trying to push up. This always happens in London session. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We seem to see a lot of buyer momentum when London session begins. Because as you can see, London session started. Let me see. Switch it to London time. The London session started here, guys. Change this so you can see it better. London session started here. And what happened when London session opened? We saw plenty of buyers coming in the market. To me, this is the US trying to gain some more. The US dollar trying to gain some more leverage. Like, they're really taking people's money, because we're now in a downtrend. We're now selling. So this pullback here is like literally just, it's just a pullback. It's just a pullback, guys. So don't get scared. If you're still in, don't get scared, because it's going to come back down. Since we have so much news, the market is going to shoot left, right, and center. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at our markups. So as you can see, okay, so if we mark this up, Okay, so guys, like I said, this market is literally bouncing to come back, bouncing to come back, bouncing to come back. So one of our TPs, this was TP7. TP7 was 1933. 1933. It came to 1933 and dropped. And dropped. Came back up to 1933. It kept retesting the 1933. Then it came down to 1923 and pulled all the way down to 1906. And if we check our 4-hour time frame, 1904 was the next floor. Was it on 15 or the daily? So as you guys can see on the day, okay, so that floor has disappeared. It's disappeared. No, it's disappeared. And I don't think I did screenshot that one actually. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. But okay, so as you can see, let's go back to our 4. As you can see, we've got a lot of buy momentum. So it's retested this morning, it's retested the 1923. It's retested that 1924. So it retested 1924 here, came down to 1914, 1913, 1912, came down. The lowest it came down was 1911. And it came back up to revisit, to retest this area here. So we can see a pull up back to 1923, but it's come to 1923 about 3 times it's tried to retest this area. So what I would do now is build my box around. So this would be the next ceiling. So this will be the next ceiling. And we should be able to see this market moving down from this point here. Because as you can see in the market, this has been happening. These pullbacks will happen. The market's like a ball. It'll go up, then going to come down, and come up, and come back down, and come up, and come back down. So since it's come up to here and it's been rejected a couple of times, we can now see downward movement to the downside. Even though we had a lot of buyers, as you can see, it's changed now. It's changed. On the higher time frames, we have a lot of sellers. We have the sellers coming back in now. We have them coming back in now. And as you can see on the 1 minute time frame, we have some buyer momentum in. But you can see that the market is literally trying to push its way back and down right now. We have big seller momentum in here. see, we have a lot of seller momentum right here. So what we'll be waiting for now is to see this market come right back down. Just to see this market come right back down and cross this, because this got rejected from here. This would now come a green box. Do you see that, guys? Do you see that? Came down here, rejected, came down again, rejected, came down again, rejected. Try to wick it past this twice. So if this breaks and closes this point here, 1912, then we're going all the way down. So guys, as you can see, the market is really trying to push up, but we have some more seller momentum coming in. If this EMA here, if this trend line here turns red, then we're just waiting for that red candle and that red triangle to pop up, honey, to pop up. But this could try and retest this red box here. And if it does retest it, then we will hold and wait to see what happens. If it rejects this box again, then we look to take it down, back down to 1914, and so on. If it breaks this, then you know what time it is. But that's just my analysis, guys. You don't have to follow my analysis. If you want to, you can do your own analysis. You can also jump on colors and gain your own entries. You can take it up for the buy, you can take it down for the sell. It's completely up to you. It's completely up to you, guys. So I call the sell about here. We've got our line up. Call the sell about here when we got our line up. And the market came down to 1911 and came back up, and our TP was 1907 or 1906, 98. Now about there, just under this TP, yeah. But we're still waiting. We're still waiting to see that pull down to the downside. I did set the stop loss very tight, very tight, because we don't risk that much to be able to wait for the market to see if the market is going to put no. We will set our stops into profit when we see profit. And yeah, guys, let's keep the energy up, guys. Let's keep the energy up. Like, what's going on? We're waiting for them buyers to just get eliminated. Like, they're just trying to push up the market so that they can take some more people's money, honey. Some more people's money. That's why we got all this buying momentum when we can definitely see that the sellers are there. So it's the sellers really allowing the buyers to push up the market, allowing them to get in, and then watch the drop that is going to happen. It may be most likely it's going to happen when the news comes out. Either when the news comes out or when New York session begins. So guys, that's London session analysis for you, 90 days challenge. This is day 3 of 90 days challenge, day 3. So let's see how we kill it. It's not every day we're going to gain, but we're grateful for the knowledge. We're grateful every day for the gains. We're grateful, we're always grateful. Like, what are you grateful for today? I'm grateful for waking up this morning. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful that we're in a good place right now. Like, We're in a good place right now. We're putting it in the air, honey. Like, let's get it. Let's get it. Like, okay. So, guys, I don't really have any more to say about this until it really sets up. It really sets up. Because as you can see down here, we're losing some of the seller momentum again. But the sellers are up here. The sellers are up here because this is a point of rejection. The sellers are up here. So okay. Retract it. Leave it. We shall leave it there. Yeah. So that's really where we saw the sellers really come in. So the sellers are definitely up here, up in this area here. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So guys, I'm going to save this chart. I'm going to save this one. And then we'll come back later for a New York session. Just to see, just so I can show you guys what's happening on this chart. As you can see, the sellers are starting to pull this down, but we now have some buy momentum. Sellers are coming back in slowly, guys. They come back in slowly. We're seeing it push up here. And then we know that we've got more buyers than sellers in the market right now. They're trying to reject the sellers, but the sellers are going to come in heavy, heavy, heavy. Let's have a look at the DXY actually. I did show you guys the DXY yesterday. And as you can see, guys, what's happening on the DXY? What's happening on the DXY, guys? The DXY is falling. So what's happening on gold? DXY. Guys, this is undeniable source. Undeniable source. The undeniable source. Undeniable. Look at this. The DXY is what moves gold. It's what moves gold. So we're expecting the DXY to begin to push up during. Look at this drop, guys. Look at this drop. If that happens, $2 ago. This happened at 8 o'clock as well. So the sellers came in on the DXY for London session. Yeah. And then what happened on gold? What happened on gold, guys? What happened on gold at 8 o'clock? What happened on gold at 8 o'clock? The buyers came in on gold. Okay, guys. Okay, do you get it now? Do you get it? Do you get it? But right now, we just need to see the buyers coming. The buyers coming in the DXY, which we should see as long as the news is positive for USD. If the news is positive for ticker USD. Actual greater than forecast is good for currency. So forecast is 0.9. The previous was 3.3. So we'll see. We'll see. We will see how. Guys, I'll come back at 12:30. Actually, when the news is happening, I'll come back, and then I will take you into New York session, and then I'll come back at 6 p.m. for the next news, and then we're done. We're done for the day. We're done for the day. So if you've got any long-term positions, don't close your trades out in red. You can move your stop loss down as you please. Just in case we do get some big wicks in the market, because you know how gold likes to move, and we haven't really had any of that movement in a good while, where the market just spikes one way just to hit loads of people's stop losses. But like I said on my video last night, the DXY disassociated from gold because of the war. Now that gold, now that everything's kind of settling down, even though they're still at war, the markets are kind of settling down, because we see the pullback on gold. We see everything starting to come back into line. We see the US dollar associating itself with gold again. So now you're going to see the movement based on the US dollar, where before you weren't seeing the movement based on the US dollar. So guys, just be careful, protect your profits. We got some breaking news. And I'm gonna go check them, just in case they're gonna move the market. Russia claims parts of possible peace deal close to being agreed as airstrikes hit. Ooh, so that's interesting, guys. That's interesting. They're looking to create some peace now. There's no peace without war. There's no peace without war. So we've had the war. Now it's time for peace. It's time for everything to go back to normal. So guys, definitely keep an eye on the market. Keep an eye on it, because we're due to see some big movements happening in the next couple of weeks, especially on the indices and the commodities, because everything's now beginning to come back into line. So they have to retrace almost back to where they were, in order to redistribute the market properly, because this is what we call market redistribution. When the market has an imbalance in it, which the war was a big imbalance. It was a big imbalance in the market, because nothing was associating with the big pairs, nothing. Like even GBP USD was moving crazy. GBP JPY was moving crazy. JPY started to associate with gold. That's how crazy it was. So now we're seeing the association again with the US dollar. We're going to see some big moves, guys. Like we've already seen the pull down on gold, and I personally don't think it's ready to reverse yet. I don't think it's ready. I don't. But we move, honey, we move. But you can see the sellers are coming in now. We are just waiting for that red triangle and that red candle. I'll wait a couple of minutes on here and see if that pops up. If that pops up, then we're in the game. We're in the game. We're in the game, because it's fast approaching 12:30. It's fast approaching it. So if we get this to push down, this might continue to push down. It might not stop. Let's look at the currency strength meter actually. Let's look at the currency strength. As you can see, US dollar is bottomed out. US dollar is at 24. GBP USD. This is GBP USD on the 4 hours. And GBP may push up, and it's a stronger currency. But as you can see, gold is fluctuating, and CAD is very strong, and NZD is very strong. So GBP is going to have a rough time of it. So we'll see if by 12:30 that USD decides to gain some strength, as it looks like it's gaining strength now, or it's just taking off the other pairs. It's just riding off the other pairs. Like, yeah, GBP are not strong, so we can pull it down. But yeah, I'm only showing you this, guys, because we're in London session at the moment, and we're looking at a US dollar pair. So looking at GBP USD, this is why we're also seeing the consolidation in the market at the moment. But we move, guys, we move. We're not going to let anybody stop our source. We've had this 4-hour candle pushed up, and it's trying to revisit the 50 EMA. The red box is, the 50 EMA is in the red box. We have 6 minutes left on this 4-hour candle just to see what's going to happen. Just to see what's going to happen. As you can see, we have a lot of buyers come back in the market. A lot. Let's see what's happening in 5 minutes. We have a lot of buy momentum coming in, guys. So I will be back. No trade there right now, but I will be back.